Hey everyone, Kate here with EcoTech Marine, celebrating 20 years, and I got Justin Lawyer, one of the co-founders, and we're going to get to learn a little bit more about him.
Great.
You ready?
Sure.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I grew up in Oklahoma in Tulsa. I went to college at University of Oklahoma and then moved to Pennsylvania.
Why Pennsylvania?
It's where we were going to start the business.
Yeah.
So as Ecotech became a foundational thing, that's something that was going to happen. We were looking for a home for it, and we had a lot of connections through Lehigh University and the Bethlehem just area that it made sense. So
So you're committed basically in college. You knew Pennsylvania was probably an option to settle down at.
not throughout college, but towards the end, as things kind of were becoming a reality for sure. Yeah.
At what age did you have your first aquarium?
I've had aquariums my entire life. One of my very first memories is the living room of my parents' first house. And we had two 55-gallon tanks that were cichlids and tropical fish. And they were just these vibrant, bright things in an otherwise pretty drab small home. So it was very engaging. Something I can still remember today.
Awesome. And did you do saltwater at all early on, or?
Yeah, later in life, I went into a pet store called Heart's Desire in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that was the first time I'd ever seen saltwater marine fish. And it just, I think I literally ran laps around the store.
How old do you think you were?
I was 10,
Okay.
maybe 11, and went home, told my father that I wanted a saltwater aquarium, which he immediately said no.
Like
Too
most parents do?
Yeah, too expensive, too hard to keep, etc. Didn't know what I was doing. So ultimately, he gave me a book. He told me to read it, and it described and taught me how to actually build the equipment and to maintain the aquarium. And we talked about it. And then we took one of those 55-gallon tanks that was in storage in my grandmother's barn and set it up first as a fowler. And then later, slowly but surely, as everyone always does, added coral. And I built my own light fixture using an ice cap ballast from back in the day and all kinds of fun stuff.
So because of that book and your dad giving that to you, that's where like first making saltwater equipment and all
Oh,
stuck with you?
100%. Yeah. I like to build things in general. I'm very much a DIY person, even today. So, but yeah, that is, I would say that has a direct trajectory to here today. Yeah.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I don't know yet. When I get older, I'll let you know. No, I'm always interested in science. So I wanted to be a scientist. It didn't matter what kind. I wanted to be an astronaut at some point too.
I think everyone did.
Right.
So did I. And then I realized you had to take every single physics class to like do it. And I was out at that point.
Yeah, it was probably a more realistic goal than I ever realized, but it seemed like this unobtainable thing. And so a scientist seemed more approachable. And I liked the idea of discovery and research and creation and all those sorts of things. So ultimately, that's what I studied, was science. Yeah.
So any sort of scientist.
I wanted to be a chemist, and then studied physics, and then pursued that as a career that was going to be my path until Ecotech became a thing we had to sort of take seriously because it was gaining a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
So
What's one of your hidden talents?
my hidden talent is just being able to visualize and project what something's going to look like, feel like, what a situation's going to evolve into, how people are going to interpret and use something. It doesn't matter if it's like an Ecotech product or if it was a piece of furniture or whatever, but I'm pretty good at, with a pen and drawing and measuring, and so I just have a ability to visualize the end result.
Goes back to like that DIY tinkering.
Yes.
So basically DIYing is your skill.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
So narrowing it down. One fun fact about you.
The only fun fact about me is that I've been to every state in the Union except for Rhode Island.
And that's pretty crazy because Rhode Island is how far of a drive from here?
4.5 hours.
Yeah, so not far.
No,
You've been
it's a very,
Alaska, Hawaii,
you know,
everywhere else.
I'll tick that box at some point.
I was gonna say you could get to that like tomorrow if you choose.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place you have visited?
I don't have a favorite place, but I've visited some really amazing places on the earth, and all kinds of. I've had the good fortune that my tenure at EcoTech has allowed me to visit a lot of very cool people from Africa to Australia to throughout China and Japan, Korea, Europe, etc., and just really see some beautiful reefs, meet some really cool people, and it's been a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I could imagine that, like starting off doing the perk and like moving product in a different place. You probably got to see a lot of cool things.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And last, what's one item on your bucket list?
If you'd asked me that a long time ago, it would have probably been something pretty materialistic. But I think at this point, my only bucket list item is to see my child grow up and be like a happy, healthy, functioning member of society. At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I could say the same with kids. I mean, just watching them grow up and be successful would be probably
100%.
the ultimate goal.
Yep, and I never would have guessed that. I never wanted kids, and here we are. So
Awesome, Justin. I definitely appreciate you sharing that with us, and hopefully we'll have you on for some more videos.
absolutely, cool.